Hello there, everyone. This is Soul Super 17 here, and let me just get through this like usual. I do not own this picture, and this is not a paid video. Alright, okay. So, this is almost the final what if, the final new what if that I'm doing for quite a while. Also, I found out I don't have any classes until like 3, I think. So, yeah. I don't really know for sure yet. So, it's like 3 p.m. But I'm going to be checking tomorrow anyways and making sure. So, I'm waking up tomorrow morning. So, I'm just making this what if, and I'm going to bed right around 12. So, I'm going to go to bed early tonight. Trying to go to bed at least. But, anyways, yeah. And let me just give some background information before we start about this. We're starting with Deku having a quirk. You know, it's a different quirk doctor, and basically, you know, they say he has a copy quirk. He can copy the quirk of a person and keep it, and you know, he goes happy and all that. But because Hasashi in this one had a copy quirk, and she had like a fusion quirk, the telekinesis one. So she's happy that, you know, he has his father's quirk, you know, and basically a couple of days after that, she got some bad news, and I'm not gonna say what it is, but it's what she doesn't want her son to go through because she has it's an unknown disease and she's not gonna live. You know, she doesn't have much long to live, and so Deku's gonna be in an orphanage. So yeah. Also, if you don't know who this is, alright. I was trying to look for a better picture where it could be anything, and I couldn't really find something that was good, so I found this picture of this Marvel villain slash hero. He's a mercenary, really, but yeah, if you guys know, then great. But anyways, so yeah, that's where Deku's gonna be. And so, I'm technically given the person, well, I'm just gonna say this. This is Taskmaster. And basically, this, you know, person has, I know Taskmaster he can have perfect muscle memory. He can copy a person's movement. But in this what if, in my Carnage what if, he has perfect memory. Alright? And so, Deku's gonna be able to copy his quirk. But, yeah. Anyways, this is what if Deku was, you know, trained by Taskmaster, part 1. Alright, okay. So, as I said, we're starting off at I was gonna say the orphanage, but why not? I already gave the background information, but anyways. We start off at Deku at the court doctor. This is not the canon one, this is at the hospital. And basically, though it's a woman doctor that's saying, your son has a very powerful quirk. We tested it out already, as, you know, Deku's making fire from his hands and as he's also manipulating the flames. As basically she says, we gave him somebody to copy their quirk, as you know, as it says, as his father could, but it turns out he can actually keep it, unlike your husband Hasashi. As Inko's very happy about that, so he can have multiple quirks, and it can but we don't know how much power or the limit of how many quirks he can hold. And there's no limit. He can be like all for one, but he can't give them white quirks. He can just copy them, and they can still keep it. But yeah, so basically, you know, Inko's going like, you hear that, Izuku? You have a very powerful quirk, so that means you can copy anyone's quirk. As Deku is happy about that, and so, you know, they leave, and Deku tells everyone about it. And some kids have their quirks, some kids don't. Like Bako doesn't. So yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of a few days, as Inko's is at the hospital because, well, before while Deku was getting tested, she was asked to come by the hospital for another checkup. So basically, while she's at the hospital, it's the same lady as she says, "Miss Midoriya, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you have a disease that's not that there's no cure for. You only have a couple of weeks. I'm sorry. If it was, it's at a too high of a stage for us to even try to fix or cure. Or should I say, if there was one, we couldn't do it." As Inko's just seeing everything flash before her eyes, as she doesn't want her to see her son, to go through anything, but she knows somebody at an orphanage. So she goes to her. She explains it to, her friend. Say Elaine. No, not Elaine. Freak. Well, since this is a Marvel villain, there are gonna be like Marvel characters in this. So Marvel world. So basically, this is a let's just say Storm. Yeah, Storm, who's taking care of a orphanage. So yeah, and you guys say, oh, she will be at the Xavier, the school for mutants and all that. This is like her side job. Like she helps out. Mutants are around too, but she helps out the place. And she takes care of the kids and all that. She tells about Zuko and how there's no cure for her, and so Storm agrees to take him in and find him a better home. So she goes pick up Midoriya. She picks up Deku, and she brings him over to her. After they go home, and she tells him to pack his bag, as he doesn't understand why, but he doesn't anyways. And so what happens is, when she gets over to the orphanage, she explains to Izuku that mommy's just gonna go away for a very long time. And he goes, "What?" She can't tell him. It's like she really cannot break his heart or make him cry, because she just tells him, "Mommy's gonna try to find something for herself, and she doesn't know when she's getting back. So if you find a new family, mommy won't be upset." And she's just hugging and crying, and while she's crying, kiss him on the forehead, saying she's sorry for doing this, but she doesn't have a choice in the matter, as Deku doesn't understand. But he says, "Alright, Mom, but come back soon." And she says, "I'll try." Even though she's just lied to him, and she leaves, she's just bawling her eyes out, because she knows she doesn't have a law on that. And yeah, I know it's dark, I'm sorry, but yeah, so Storm tells Deku that she knew her mom. She's, mutants are around in this too, because DC villain, not DC, I'm sorry, I know I'm gonna get something that hate it, but a lot of things in my head, but Marvel villain, Marvel heroes, Marvel universe, why not, combined with this. So yeah. So she says that her, she and your mom, Storm tells Deku how she met his mom, and Inko was the very first person that ever accepted her. She went to a hero school, even helped out a school for mutants, as Deku knows about mutants and all that. Everyone does. So the population is, when people who don't have quirks, they are mutants. But since Deku has a quirk, So yeah, as let's say a cup like Deku's 4 when it happened. So 2 years go by and he's 6 years old. He has copied quirks, many quirks, including Bakugo's. And Bakugo, when he activated it, he started to try to pick on Deku, but Deku copied his quirk, and somehow he was able to improve on it. I mean, he was able to use it better than Bakugo on it. And so, Bakugo gets pissed off at him. Since he also copied a fire quirk, he's starting to realize something. He made it a little bit more powerful than Bakugo, and he doesn't get any backlash. He's starting to realize that he may have merged with the fire quirk because he can't use it no more. So he thinks he made an explosion fire quirk. Or, he just combined it with it. But then he can separate it. As he's going, that's amazing. Alright. So, let's say that was when he was 5 years old. And now he's 6. He's, has a whole bunch of quirks. He has ice, fire, acid quirk, has a shadow manipulation quirk. He basically has a telekinesis quirk, a enhancement quirk, a basically intelligence quirk. So yeah. But a man walks in, and I knew I should have wrote down his name. Give me a minute, but yeah. Okay, so I really didn't forget his name, but it kind of makes sense since it says Master at the end. So yeah, Tony Master. Surprisingly enough. Tony, was walking over to the orphanage. He sees multiple kids playing outside, but one is on a bench, just fooling around since when he got an intelligent quirk, he decides, he goes out on the weekends to goes to a junk store, which gives him always parts to, fool around with. Some like circuit boards, metal pieces, scrap metal, some even an old drill, and basically just a whole bunch of different scrap metal, scrap pieces that they don't use no more. As basically, Deku has learned how to build something that he designed, just from pure scrap, and he's amazed by it. What he built was not very high tech, but basically a miniaturized fan that's able to hover off of the ground a few inches. As he goes, literally, that was one of the things they even gave him, a little fan piece. So yeah, as Tony just smiles at that, and he thinks the kid got potential. Maybe the person I was looking for, actually. So, Storm, is always there when she's not busy at the school. And she asks, "Hello there, are you looking for anyone in particular?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm looking for a boy. Someone that's very unique, different." As, she basically says, "We got plenty of those kids. We got plenty of kids like that. You mean quirk-wise, or yeah, one that's more of a adaptability. He has many things that he can do that no one else can." She goes, "Oh yes, we actually have a boy like that. His name is Izuku Midoriya." And he goes, "Did something happen to, the kid's parents, if you don't mind me asking?" As she actually tells him the truth, though, that his mother had a disease. Hold on, I don't know what's wrong with my throat. It's hard for me to even talk right now. Give me a minute. Oh yeah, I'm back. So yeah, she says she had a disease that was incurable. If it was at a lesser stage, it would have been, but it's not. It's basically she was gonna die in a few days, so she left him here in my care. As I run this orphanage when I'm not at the school for mutants. As Tony, no one's ever seen his real face, but still, he says, "Oh, then you must be a Storm. Maybe that can summon out rain, electricity, and cause hurricanes and all that. As she goes, yes. Professor Xavier, you know, teaches it, and I help. He goes, huh. So what's the kid's quirk? She says, a copy quirk that allows them to keep a person's quirk. Usually it doesn't last forever, but for him it does. But it seems like has more than just that. And he goes, what do you mean by that? She explains, I've noticed that he's been not experimenting on himself, but more like he has an explosion quirk and an ice quirk. Next thing you know, I see him throwing an explosion that has ice within it. And then he says, couldn't he be just using two quirks at once? He goes, no. I mean, when instead of generating heat, it goes blue, and then that just explodes, and ice comes off of his hand. As you know, as taskmaster Tony says, huh, all right, I'll like to adopt him. He goes, really? He goes, yeah. He may be the perfect kid I've been looking for. And she goes, all right. Izuku, can you come over here? She says to him, as he does. He comes over and goes, yes, Miss Storm? Goes, sorry. This man wants to adopt you. And he says, you may be the perfect person he's been looking for. And he goes, alright, my name is Izuku Midoriya. What's yours? He says, Tony Master. I was basically, he says to Izuku that it's polite to put up your hand and shake someone's hand. As Deku does. He shakes Tony's hand, which Tony has a perfect memory quirk of everything. So anything that he hears, sees, learns, he'll remember anything. As Deku then copied it by accident. As he says, you had a quirk. He goes, yes. A perfect memory quirk. As Storm says, oh, I'm so sorry, he didn't mean to. He goes, no, I should have warned him I had one. You probably activated your quirk unknowingly. He goes, yes, sorry. I thought it was like you had some different type of quirk, but this type, I can't get rid of it, I think, so it's permanent. And he goes, no, that's alright, I actually was gonna ask you to do it anyways. Storm says, what? He goes, yeah. I just want to see if you actually could or not. So, can I do a few tests? Having you remember something, and then 25 minutes later, you get distracted and you can remember it. As, Deku learns from a video on what to do. Well, actually, multiple videos, as, Tony knows how his quirk works very well, so Deku's just learning multiple videos on how to, let's just say, repair something that need to be fixed in the orphanage. Say like a TV that hasn't been repaired, that the repair guy hasn't even come yet, which Storm called it about like a month ago. So yeah, so Deku, like, they have the tools to actually fix it, and Tony actually goes by to buy some of the tools that, some parts that they'll need to be able to fix just in case. He kind of already knows the problem because this is a model that he had to fix before. So yeah. So Deku actually goes through the TV. Well, Tony helps him, move the TV, even though he told him he had an enhancement quirk, which Tony's actually, thinking, huh, good. And yes, I should probably just say Master, but Master, not Tony. So I'm sorry, but it's just just gonna say Tony. But anyways, so Deku fixes the computer, this model. Not computer, TV. As they put it back, and they plug it in. As he just watched Deku do it himself. And he goes, all right, yep. I'd like to adopt Izuku Midoriya. Is that all right? And she says, yes. He signs the paperwork. He does it all legally, surprisingly enough. As she hugs Izuku, saying, just be safe out there and don't forget your mother and where you came from, as he nods. And so he, as Zuko gets into the car with Tony. He goes, "All right, Mr. Master, sir. Mr. Master, where are we gonna go?" As he says, "First off, kid, call me Taskmaster." Huh? Well, you can call me T or Tony. Just call me Taskmaster. And he goes, "What? Wait." As he says, You're the Taskmaster?" He goes, "Huh? What do you mean?" He goes, "There was a report of you online when I was a kid. I searched when I was 5. I searched it up, and I wrote you down in a journal I have." And he did pack up his stuff, as he brings it out, as what it had on him was the description, height, and everything. As he says, "Huh, seems like you're already intelligent enough to do this. Pretty smart, kid. You already analyzed a couple of people's quirks in your orphanage." As he goes, "Yes, is that a problem?" He goes, No, actually. Let me explain what I do as a job. I'm no hero and I am no villain. I'm a mercenary. I work for the highest buyer. But I have a hero license." As Deku's confused, he goes, uh, "Think of it like this. I do bad to do good. I do bad things to get to villains to think I'm one of them, and then I can go in as a hero and bust them. But I am known as basically Taskmaster as a villain, as a mercenary, and as a hero, which all heroes and villains know, but they still hire me because I'm good. So they know I may not betray them, so that's why they give me more money than what they should for certain jobs. That's classified for villains or heroes. But so, my quirk is only a perfect memory quirk that you have now. So, listen, we're gonna train you. And we're gonna have you still do your schooling, but it's at home school. Until middle school. Which we're gonna be around the world, going to different places around the world until you're in middle school. Alright? As Deku nods and he says, "Alright, Task." He goes, "Actually, on second, just call me Dad since I did adopt you. I actually wanted a kid to, well, in case if I died, to take on my legacy. But at the same time, I wanted to use them. But since you have more than one use of a quirk, you are special. And I need to guide you in the right way. And so you also are gonna go to a hero school, but the hero school you're going to is the top school in Japan when you're in high school, and I know the teacher there. Let's just say he helped me out get my hero license. And so he has a special curriculum for my son. Even if I adopt one, they'll be my son. And so you're allowed to do what you need to do. Kill villains, heroes, and still be at school. Even if you get arrested. We're technically hired, and yes, we're, killing, but I'm a known mercenary in Japan and around the world. And the cops don't really like me so much because of it. But again, there's no honor amongst thieves, so you always gotta be one step ahead of everyone. As he just explained the rules of what he has. Be one step ahead of everyone. Always make sure your partner, as he says, never has a scheme or plan to backstab you. And have many, many allies, just in case you need certain favors. So yeah, Deku is able to remember this and all that. So what happens is, basically, when he gets to the house, it's in a, It's like a, let's just say, a fancy apartment that costs 5,000 yen. No. 5 million yen, which he has enough, because this taskmaster, a mercenary. As Deku's in shock, as it even has its own training room and weight room, well, training slash weight room. As he says, well, first off, let me tell you this, Izuku. Your name now is Izuku Master. You're gonna train your body in the afternoon, but do school in the morning. You start at 8 a.m. You go all the way to 3. Then you start training for at least 2 to 3 hours. Eat, dinner, and then we go from there. As Deku nods. As he does this for the rest of, until he's in middle school. So, wait, give me a minute, everyone. Alright, I just turned off my fans, to level 2, because it's pretty hot, damn warm in here. But anyways, yeah. So he has learned multiple combats, strategies, hand-to-hand combat, fighting with a knife. He has learned multiple different heroes, fighting styles. He can copy all of them. He has learned how to fire guns and all that. And he's able to fight with swordsmanship and shield and basically, what Taskmaster usually use. And Deku has gone on some missions with him, some mercenary missions that he has done, which were he took low paying jobs for Izuku to get the hang of it, which surprisingly enough, he underestimated Izuku. He had made around, in one mission, the very first one, which was basically an assassination attempt to assassinate this whole entire gang. And it was a city who paid America. It was America, and these had 2 million people. I know you can probably think, oh, how could Deku do that? Because he has a copy quirk, he has copied multiple quirks. He has combined multiple quirks together to create new ones. As I say, like I said, he has combined Bakugo's explosion with an ice quirk. He then has actually, copied an electric quirk with a water quirk to create something new. He has many different quirks that are new, which I'm going to bring up. So what happens is Deku has gone through this. He has taken on, it was 2 million because it was 2 gangs that have combined together. And it was they were causing havoc as Deku and Taskmaster took them on. He has made a name. Well, Taskmaster has his name. Deku's name, mercenary name, is, he has something similar to Taskmaster. Taskmaster has the normal, looking, the normal look, has, the white mask, with the white skull mask and everything else. But Deku, he has this. As though the jacket is different. It's not going to be green or anything. It's going to be black and red. It covers the white and it's black and red and all that, as they call him Reaper. The mercenary Reaper. Because what Deku did that day was basically with his ice explosion, he basically threw down, when he used it, he learned how to do an house for impact. But with a mixture between the lightning, water and the lightning, which he created more he could fire the water and manipulated it, and basically just no, not water. I said he had fire, but yeah, he had fire and he combined with lightning, as he basically made a tornado of fire, a fire lightning dragon, basically tornado, basically with the ice, as it basically he destroyed a whole bunch. So they took down a whole entire game, and Deku did more of the work than Taskmaster himself. As that was the day he got his mercenary name, Reaper. Also, Deku cannot copy mutations. He can copy enhancements and elements, basically, but not mutations. So yeah. So he is known throughout the world as Reaper. And though he does have 2 guns, pistols, but these pistols are special. They have a certain modification that only a certain person could do it. Like someone named Fox. Wait, I can't give you. I didn't even remember his name. Okay, David Shield. I found out. Yeah. Okay, I was messing up, but anyways. Yeah. So, since Taskmaster is a hero and technically a villain, well, just basically a mercenary, he met David way after, he separated from All Might. He basically saved his life and his wife's life. So David kind of helped him make Izuku's suit, which is totally different. It's more capable of going with any type of quirk that he ever copied. It analyzed his quirk and make sure it can, he can use it properly. So yeah, he doesn't know what he can do with every quirk when he combines with it, since it's so new. So it's like he trains it so well that he is able to do it. And he meets Melissa. As she says, they're not the same. Well, well, I want to say they could be the same. Let's say she's a year older than him. Yeah, in canon, in the movie she's 3 years, but no, she's a year older than him, and she's in UA. I mean, she's gonna be going to UA and all that. She says, as he's in middle school. But no. When this happened, he is 10, and she is 11. Yeah. So he comes by a few times to get his suit repaired up and everything else. As basically he does have like a invisibility cloak activated on it too. So her and Deku get close. David and Tony see this as they both smile. As he asks, "How does it feel to be the very first mercenary who's a hero and a villain?" And he always asks that. He goes, "It's pretty good." Izuku's gonna go into middle school, and I'm gonna have to stop the mercenary business for a while. I'm not gonna leave him home by himself. As then David says, "Well, I'm gonna be in Japan for a couple of years, so he can always live with me." And Melissa, as Tony thinks about it, he goes, "All right, Izuku." As he runs over to Tony, says, "Yeah, Dad." Look, David just offered, since when you're about to go into middle school, pretty soon. After your homeschool's all done. Until then, you're gonna go into middle school and you're gonna be living with them. As he's thinking, not like he knows what happened to his mom. She died a couple days later after she left him there. As he learned it, he went to her grave and just told her everything he's done. And he says he knows Kellen's wrong, but a lot of people would have died if he didn't do it. He understands that sometimes you have to kill people to save another life and all that. And he just says, "I hope you'll be proud of me, though, still. I'm my own hero in my own way, Mom." But then, Tony sees this in his face as he, bends down and looks Izuku in the eye and says, "I'm not leaving you. I promise. Alright? I'm not that old to die yet." As he just says, I don't want you being the crossfires when I go out on my missions, on my jobs. Even though you can handle yourself, Reaper." As he, ruffles his hair when he says that, he goes, "I want you just to have a normal life for a while, okay? So, here's the thing. The police will know about you and what you've done, and you'll have access to use your quirk for self-defense only. No guns, nothing. No killing. It is civilians. Alright? As Deku says, yeah, I understand. As he goes, good. So, that was only like when he was 12, so oh wait, he should be in middle school when he's 12. No, he's turning 12, so he's 11. So yeah. So when he's gonna turn 12, it's like a month or it's like a month after he goes in before he goes into, middle school. So, David and Melissa go live in the city as, he goes with living in them, and he does his training. He has trained his body to the max. He is basically like his father, who has also trained his body to the max to do what he does. And so he has made everything worked on every single muscle in his whole entire body. Because why not? He's taskmaster, and yeah. Deku always keeps his room clean and organized, and he has many different things, like many different souvenirs on missions where he has gone on, or has his father, basically went and gotten something for Izuku. So, he hangs it up around, and he's gonna settle into the place as well. Melissa comes in and sees, and he has many different weapons, such as swords, katanas, bow and arrows, and, knives and all that in one area, and then knickknacks and such in another area. And she says, wow, very diverse. He goes, yeah, I know. And then she sees, like, a workbench, which he asked David for. She goes, wait, you invent stuff? He goes, yeah. I mean, you guys make pretty good inventions on your own. But, I mean, I make some tech of my own that I kind of think is pretty advanced myself. And she asks, oh, let me see. As, David walks in, because, and they're just talking about what he brings out some sketches and designs that he has actually built for only field testing, has surprisingly actually worked. It's just that he never had enough time to keep on making improvements or working on any bug fix. As David comes over though and looks at it, as he's saying, Zuku, did you make all this? He goes, yeah. Well, I mean, when I'm out in the field with my dad on on our jobs, I usually have some type of new weapon or gear to test some stuff out, but I haven't been able to like make any more or fix some. As basically he says there's like a suitcase full of stuff that broke that he needs to fix, and so he asks where is it. Data says, as he tells him it's the one that's the biggest one, the longest one. So when David opens up, he sees about 20 different broken devices that as Deku created. As David's pretty shocked, but even he can't figure this out. Well, not figure out, he can't even make. As Deku just says, well, it's easy. I copied a long time ago an intelligence quirk, and the first thing I invented was a fan that made it like it was hovering. So I kind of incorporated that into a piece of a skateboard that I made one time, as he says, but it's in there. As David picks up a skateboard that looks like he picks up something that looks like a skateboard. As basically it has like the fan and anything else. He goes, so you were making a hoverboard? He goes, yeah, it's just the problem is though that the motor, it runs too fast, makes everything heat up, and it blows up. I've been trying to figure out how to cool down and everything else, but most of the ideas I have can't even see if they'll work. So David and Melissa just says, well, we can help you on that. So yeah. So Deku goes to the middle school. Everything happens the same way. Bako tries to fight him. He always loses. He doesn't use his quirk at all. And basically is this. We're gonna go to the anime. Start the anime, and Deku, he his father's in town and everything else, so he says he's gonna pick him up as he got a text before class started. So yeah, so and plus he did tell Deku to apply to UA. So even though he is gonna be a mercenary, he is also gonna be going to UA, which Nezu is gonna give him a little bit of leeway on it because, well, his father is a villain slash hero, but the only thing is he goes to the highest bidder, which sometimes the heroes actually bid the highest, and the villains can't. And plus, it's also sort of like his moral compass that some villains or game members have actually been doing stuff to families that, well, that really should not be happening. And so he takes them down. So yeah. But anyways, while the teacher comes in and comes out with where they're gonna go after middle school portfolio, see where they're gonna go, like a job exam or anything else. He throws them up all in the air and says, "Oh, you just want to become heroes," as Bako still is the cocky Bako, as we all know. So basically he says about like two people already, like someone already applied to UA, as he says Bakugo Katsuki, as he gives his exhausting speech about like don't let me off with these like losers, they'll be lucky enough to get into a D-list hero. And then he gives about like how he's gonna be the greatest hero ever and become #1. And then he says also Izuku Master applied to UA. As Bakugo looks over at him, as he just says, Deku just says, "Yep." And plus, I don't even need to become the #1 hero. I got something even better. So yeah, it's just gonna be a pain in the butt. Just becoming the #1 hero. Always try to watch out if someone's gonna try to come after your title and all. And besides, you have an explosion quirk, Bakugo. That'll make you more like a villain, but hey, that just proves anyone can become a hero. So, yeah, have fun with that. As Bakugo gets pissed, as he's about to throw an explosion. As the teacher just stops him and says, just sit down, Bakugo, and Zuko, don't antagonize him. He goes, yeah, I don't try to. It's just speaking the truth. Well, people did laugh at that. So, anyways, so after class ends and all, Deku puts away his books and all that, and basically what happens is the same thing. Bakugo tries to intimidate him. He just says, "So you're trying to intimidate me? You really don't know who I am. Like after, 2 years, you don't know who I am." He goes, "You're a Izuku Master. What is there to know?" He goes, "Oh, Bakugo." As basically he puts the hand on Bakugo's stomach, as he just then makes an explosion of ice, and it sends Bakugo flying. And he goes, "I really should thank you for this quirk that you gave me a while back when we were kids. It's coming real handy. And plus, I never thought the ice quirk would work best with this." As Bakugo goes, "Wait, you copy Midoriya?" He goes, "Took you 2 years to realize who I was. A whole bunch of fights with me and you still didn't recognize it? Well, of course I only use my fists and all that, but hey, you're not quick on your feet. So, yeah, see you around, Bakugo." As then all of a sudden Deku's shadow starts to go around him, and then he's outside. As basically his father's there. As he says, "So it took you so long?" He goes, just some old friend. Well, just some old guy I knew." "That Bakugo kid?" "Yeah." I told him who I was. As, Tony just laughs, so they go out and Like he's gonna like have Deku get some more quirks. So they find like multiple villains and all that that Deku's supposed to like they do like a mission together which takes down multiple villains and also figure out like their quirks and all that as they see it. Like they found out like what quirks they had and all that. They always ask that for like the bot like the employer. As this is just some rich guy asking them to take down this group of villains. As Deku sees, and well, as the paper says, and they see them targets. As one has a plasma quirk, another one has a basically a creation quirk. As another one has like a crystal quirk and such. And it goes on from there to like since Echo kind of has a hardened quirk, which is technically strong, which he does combine it with like he has like a whole bunch of enhancement quirks. So he combined it with an enhancement quirk that boosts it a lot. So Deku kind of like sees a quirk there, well, on the paper that says regeneration. As Deku says, "Hey, boss, I need this." And he goes, "Huh, all right." And then he sees another one, adaptability quirk. He goes, "Yeah, that'll work." So he marks the 2 targets for him, which, his suit is specialized to make sure that how he touches them, he has to have all 5 fingers on the person. So basically, like Shigaraki, but he doesn't kill them. So his suit is specialized for him to actually do that. Even though it doesn't look like it, his fingers can still pass through the fabric because it's so thin for his fingers to actually go and touch them. So Deku takes out a few guys to get to his target, as basically these are the 2 leaders. So he touches the one with the adaptability quirk and the one with this high regeneration quirk, and then kill them, basically. So yeah, he doesn't think he should combine the quirks together, and like the regeneration, just keep it on its own until he gets like another healing quirk. But he does try to figure out what adaptability could he use. He doesn't know what he could do, but he starts to use it as his quirk, as his suit is recognizing the quirks he took in. And when he's about to use it, he does his body does adapt to the surroundings, as it's just a change. His skin's able to adapt to the surrounding area, and such as it's just like a adaptability quirk, but not that strong. But he does remember, though, he actually did technically have a animal quirk that allows him to actually grow animal parts, as basically he combines it with the adaptability and the animal quirk. He combines it to create something new. So it's still adaptability, but it's more like his whole entire body will actually adapt fully to it. Fully to everything. So, yeah. So the slime villain attack never happened and all that. All Might did get him. So they trained 10 months and all that. And Deku goes in. They only trained him with his quirks. And the day of the the day of the UA exam happens. And so Deku goes in, confident. His father's there along with Melissa, wishing him good luck along with David. Oh, and he has created multiple things with them. He created a silence actual pistols that actually work. They don't make any sound, along with 2 different rounds that the pistols take. One is non-lethal and another one's lethal. The non-lethal ones have a serum that actually knocks the person out in about 0.5 seconds. It's pretty fast. So yeah. But Deku can't use none of the, none of the weapons in it that he knows. So, well, besides like creating them, using his creation quirk. Wait, no, I don't. No, I didn't never gave him it. Yeah, so yeah, he has his other quirks though. But yeah, sorry for getting confused. Too much things in my head. Oh, ideas I have for now. This. So yeah. Anyways. So basically, they explain what they're gonna do. He aces the test. I'm not gonna lie, he just aces it. And with the clothing he's wearing right now is just a hoodie with a shirt underneath it, some sweatpants, and some regular sneakers. And so, and these are especially made for him. So yeah, he just goes in there like that. He just aced the test right away. He corrected Nezu. And that was it. Like, Nezu was shocked about that. And he realized Izuku Master, he is, oh, crud. This is his son. He told me about him. Alright. Okay, yeah. He's getting, those specialized, actual paperwork and licensings done for him. So that's it, And then, the combat portion of the test. Everyone is, just stretching and all that. Or, oh yeah, I never said it. President Mike does give the explanation. Deku just listened to it. Ida, is about to say something when Deku just kind of used the shadow manipulation to wrap around his mouth and just makes him sit down. Because he just wants to get this over and done with. So yeah. And then it's the, combat portion now. So, Deku just sitting, waiting there as he sees Uraraka. They never met, but he sees Uraraka as he just says, not my problem. As Ida just goes up there and says, how dare you do that to me? I am Ida Tenya, and then he says, yeah, Ida Tenya, a part of the Tenya family, a hero family. Basically, you think you're all high and mighty because of it. Look, you interrupted him. I didn't want to deal with that. Also, he did explain that the 0 point was an obstacle. So, shut it. Your status doesn't affect me. Besides, one bolt to the brain, and it doesn't matter who you are, who your family is, what they can do, it doesn't matter. You'll be dead. So shut it. As he walks away, walking forward towards the door. As Ida was in shock, and he technically thinks about it as he says he is right. I should have waited and then asked after his explanation was done. I was being rude and a distraction. So yeah. So after that, Deku just is at the front. He sees a couple people using starts to run around, and they're running really fast. So he thinks, hey, I should copy their course before I go. As basically he does. He goes over, walks real quick over. He just taps them on he just bumps into them saying sorry, as it is two at once, as they both had speed quirks because they were brothers, twin brothers in fact. As he combined, as both their speed quirks were different. One is lightning, and the one is just regular speed. As when he combines it both, he then starts to feel a little bit different. Electricity plus the speed. I technically he technically says, this is gonna be pretty fun now. As basically what happens is this. As President Mike says, as soon as those doors open, you just run and go. You don't have to wait. So yeah. So as soon as the door opens, Deku just starts running. And it is in a freaking flash. Legitimately, he even combined it. He had a lot of enhancement quirks. Some were just not for strength. One was to boost everything. Another one was just to boost strength, speed, durability. So he has a lot. So he combines it with the enhancement of speed, and he's moving very fast. As basically, he's just smashing right through robots left and right. As Nezu's seeing this, as he reads the quirk what Izuku has. It basically they got it reevaluated, and it is freaking copy quirk along with fusion quirk. As it says, as he reads the description of the copy quirk, allows him to keep it forever, and the fusion allows him to create new quirks. And so, Deku, if there is a quirk that cancel out someone else's quirk, that basically allows somebody to never steal his quirk or quirks, he can never lose them. Which there'll be like a secret quirk out there that no one will know about, and Deku will find out, and I'm gonna make him try to look for it. That's later on in the parts. So yeah, but anyways, after like 30 minutes, he has about 46, not 46, 460 points. As he just stops, he just says, "Alright, I need to just rest for a little." As he says, "That was a little bit tiring. Freak. I know I work out a lot, and my endurance is a lot stronger than this. I thought it was a lot stronger, but it seems like because of me running real fast, I went for it real quick. But it's been 30 minutes, so maybe I just got way too much stamina and endurance." Whew. As basically, the whole entire, everything starts to shake as a 0 pointer comes out. As he just goes, "Oh, come on. Alright, let's see what happens here." As he walks out of the way, as he sees everyone running, he sees Uraraka trapped underneath the rubble as he just starts running. Again, just starts running real fast. As the 0 point isn't even close, as he just grabs the rubble, and one is just like a pillar, and he just goes, "Alright." He's just holding it as he's just aiming, and he just puts down lightning. And he's making fire and lightning go around it, as I say his hands starting to glow blue. As Uraraka goes like, "What are you doing?" He just goes, "Oh, just giving this thing a little bit of a headache. Don't worry." As basically when he throws it, he pushes it with the, not with the fire and lightning, but with the explosion of ice. As then he says, "Eat this!" And he throws it as an explosion, as it goes really fast, as the fire and ice is making it go through like a bullet, basically. As then it goes straight right through the robot's head, going all the way through. As the robot is starting to fall backwards, which it does. And yeah, and then he just says, "Alright, that was something new, and I am glad I did." Whew. Well, I'm tired. And hungry. So, he helps out Uraraka, carries her, he just basically carries her over to Recovery Girl, who was coming out, and she asks if she's alright. He just says probably just hurt her ankle, but if you use your quirk on her, she'll be alright. As he just kind of just leaps through the shadows of the alleyway, and then the buzzer already went off. So yeah, so Deku just goes back home. They ask how he did. He tells them everything he did and all. As his father says, "Ha, not bad. You copy one lightning speed quirk plus the actual speed quirk, and you combine it together to actually create something different and new. You're smart. You're smart, Izuku. I'm proud of you." So yeah. So they wait a couple days, and then he got the letter as a hologram Nezu, telling him that he got top score, and plus he since he is a mercenary and he has gone on mercenary missions and all that, he is not gonna be arrested. He is allowed to still do his mercenary work along with but his father is gonna be teaching at UA, which Deku looks at his father, and yeah, he just smiles and says, "Yeah, that did tough me into it. Plus, I get to teach your class combat portions after All Might." So, yeah. You learn from me. Well, everyone will learn from me about combat fighting and all that, and that quirks. Plus, you get to spend some more quality time, son. As Deku just says to himself, oh, great. I'm gonna get embarrassed. This is gonna be fun. As Melissa knows that face so well, as she just starts laughing. As, Tony says, what's so funny? He goes, oh, nothing, it's just Deku thinks you're gonna, well, Izuku thinks you're gonna embarrass him. As he goes, oh, I won't. As he says, Dad, you embarrass me anytime you can when we're on your missions. So yeah, don't pull that trick on me. As he just starts laughing, he goes, alright, I'll try not to. But anyways, get some sleep. We gotta, you got like till the weekend to, get everything prepared. Alright, he goes, yeah. Alright, night guys. And he basically just goes to sleep. They all say night to him, so yeah, he just goes to sleep. And that's where I'm gonna leave it off, everyone. I know this is just an hour video. Well, an hour video and something minutes long, but yeah. I'm just gonna go to bed right now, so this is gonna be uploading while I'm sleeping. So, be safe, everyone. Night. And it's 11:25, so yeah, I got done and it's, now. Anyways, bye.